Good evening. I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting of February 3rd, 2026 to order. If you'll join me in standing, the mayor's going to lead us in prayer and a pledge.
Please bow with me. Lord, thank you once again for the fine city that we live in. Thank you for the staff that keeps it running smoothly. Thank you for the first responders that protect us. We appreciate you bringing a little sunshine and warm weather today, and just keep it up. We ask that all we do in your name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Kathy, can you call the roll, please?
Mayor Shute.
Here.
Bishop.
Here.
Carlisle.
Here.
Avery.
Here.
Klobuchar.
Here.
Stewart.
Here. If there's anyone in the audience that has something they'd like to speak about that is not an agenda item, if you could fill out one of these public comment forms and turn it into Clerk Haley, we'll get to public comment later on in the meeting. Mayor's report.
Well, just a few things I attended. We had went to the Advent Health groundbreaking for $120 to $150 million addition for a cath lab, not a cath lab, but a heart lab, which includes open heart surgery, and so that's a huge expansion that they're doing. It's really kind of exciting, going to be big for our community, for the whole county. We had our coffee with the mayor, What's Up Downtown. Had a good attendance. I think we had probably 50 people there, and a lot of good comments, and we're going to try to help us, give us some ideas of how do we keep the momentum going from the HETV and service our customers, our visitors and the people in the downtown, and how we make the downtown stronger. So it's a good meeting. Up Fair's coming to town this weekend. If you haven't seen all the rides and the corn dog machines and everything else out there, it's here. So just be careful with your cash if you get something from somebody. So it can happen. A lot of fraudulent cash we see come over the fair. But other than that, it should be a big fair. That's all I have.
All right. Council members' reports. Mr. Carlisle.
No report.
Ms. Klobuchar.
Report.
Mr. Bishop.
Round two.
Let's go.
Well, if I can make this meeting longer, just want to say thank you to Jared for hanging out with me last week in Tallahassee. So I think it was a pretty successful trip all in all. Hopefully we come back with something between 300 and 2.8 million from that trip. So we're looking to get some more answers on property tax, and we don't have answers to property tax. We'll say everybody is aware of it. Everybody knows that it's going to impact the communities and the municipalities, but there isn't anything yet to bring back solid. So,
I got a question.
uh-oh.
How are they gonna replace that, or do they have any idea?
If you find out, let us know. But we haven't heard anything.
Well, nobody said
positive.
anything. That's what I wondered.
We're going to talk about a piece of that here in just a little bit, I think. Fire assessment.
Right. Yeah, but
Not the report there.
It'll have to be assessments.
it has to be, and
Yeah.
people are gonna be unhappy with us.
Allowance from the state.
Yep.
We'll all have to chip in our dollar.
So hopefully we get some clarity in the coming weeks as they finish up session.
Okay. I just want to mention one thing for those watching. We did have a workshop today on the golf course. It's available to watch online on YouTube if you've got a spare 3.5 hours to watch. It was a marathon one. Mr. Moore, I wanted to add something else.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Ada McGowan stopped by, dropped a flyer off. It's for all first responders on this Saturday at Bountiful Blessings Gym on MLK Boulevard is a luncheon that they put on for first responders and emergency personnel. So, and they invited the city council also. So any of you that are out there that haven't gotten an invitation, it's from 12 to 2 p.m. at Bountiful Blessings Gym. So they've done this the last couple of years. So you're all invited if you're a first responder or emergency personnel.
Excellent. Thank you. We're going to now move on to the consent agenda. I do have one thing I would like to pull to table from the consent agenda, if council is willing. Item number 8H, appointment to a planning and zoning board. I had someone I know interested in applying to that board, and I would rather us table it for another meeting to have more than one application to consider. If rest of council is amenable to that. Any other questions or comments on the consent agenda from council?
Did they just not get their application turned in on time, or interest was shown after?
I don't think they were aware there was an opening.
Got it.
I find that a lot, unless people are watching it like a hawk. Sometimes they're not aware that those openings are there, and they get filled quickly at times, and sometimes they sit for a little while. I just don't know. So that's it, really.
All right.
Any questions or comments from the public on the consent agenda? All right, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we accept the consent agenda as proposed, pulling 8H to be tabled until further.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Kathy, could you call the roll, please?
Bishop,
Yes.
Cartwright,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Holdashaw's.
Yes.
Stewart.
Yes. All right, there is no old business, no new business, no business from the audience, no city attorney's business. We're going to move on to item number 13A, city administrator's business.
Good evening, council. 13A is a request establishing fire assessment rates for fiscal year 26-27. We do this annually. We've already budgeted for the process to implement the annual fire assessment. Last year, when we were doing this, we raised our fire assessment to the cap. And if you wish to go above the cap, we would have to renotice all of the residents and or so and the cost of doing that's $9,266. If you wish to do that, what I would ask, if you're looking to raise the assessment, and or I would ask you to also establish a new cap, if you will. We had talked priorly about doing a new assessment next year when we have EMS call data. And if we're going to do that, hopefully we can get that done in that time frame, but for some reason it didn't happen. We'd want to have flexibility to move towards, I'm going to say that cap perhaps, if you chose to do so.
So you're saying it costs us 9,000
To notice,
to note.
to notice everyone, which we must do in order to raise the assessment. In addition to the 15.5.
In addition to what?
The 15.5 that's already budgeted.
Okay.
So I mean, I kind of drove this bus whenever it was brought before us at our meeting, what was it, a couple months ago, and it wasn't even really a predetermined thing. It just kind of hit me in the moment that we're using ad valorem taxes to fund our most expensive budget, and ad valorem taxes are very possibly going to go away. So I thought, why are we trying to do that? The fire department should fund itself. It's the biggest portion of our budget. I don't even think I've had a conversation with the fire department on assessment rates. It just kind of hit me in the moment, like I say. But that was my thought process. I mean, it's a big number coming out of our ad valorem every year.
So any potential changes to ad valorem for the state probably won't come until next tax year, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about 27, 28 tax year. Do we think we need to have flexibility to raise rates this year? I don't really want to spend $10,000 if we have no intention of
Right.
raising the rate this year. But if we want the flexibility in budget time, then we have to do that.
I think we need the flexibility. That's my thought.
Okay.
I got a shaking from the mayor.
Just trying to stay awake. So,
I understand that.
So when
yeah, I
would
mean, we
you
can
want
do that and
to
we
renotice?
can set it up. So.
I'll have to for me to predict the. what
So
the
if we,
looks like.
we've already budgeted to do the study,
So-
correct?
Yeah.
No, that's what he's asking.
No?
The 15.5 is just to implement our current fire assessment as is. So we
Okay.
passed the resolution, all that stuff. The study won't come till next year until we have new data.
This is not for the study.
Right,
This is
I'm
for
just
the-
Not
asking
for the
if we-
study, and the study is likely, it's probably going to be $35,000-$40,000.
Okay.
Would be my guess, and you will be renoticing the customer base at the end of that study, no matter who does the study.
So let me, if we notice the customer base now, do we have to notice them again after we get the results of the study? Then I say we don't do,
So
The
we would
notice.
pay 18,000.
Study won't be till next year, so it means we won't have the
it's
opportunity
a moot
to
point.
raise
Why
rates
would
this year.
we do this, the noticing if we're not gonna know what to raise the assessment to, right?
And then we have to
Yeah,
renotice.
you're gonna have a new dollar, yeah, you're gonna have a new algorithm, a new dollar figures after the study.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna raise the assessment until we get the results of a study. Right?
That would be my thought.
Yeah, well, if we would have to do another 9,000 to notice after we got the study, I would say we don't want to spend this nine.
Right.
I mean, that's my thought as well.
Yeah.
Unless we had a strong
Nope, I'm
indication
good.
we were going to raise rates this year,
Mm.
which I don't.
I don't plan on doing it until we get the results of
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
the medical calls and what,
Right.
what
our
that's
actual
actually doing.
costs are. Yes. Okay.
I have a pretty good guess what they are. but-
Is it high? All right.
So I need a motion, but let's go ahead and get a motion to leave the rate as it is.
Do we
Collection.
do we have any public comment on this before we take a vote? Okay. Fire away.
I'll make a mo, you wanna make it?
Go
I'll make
for
a
it.
motion that we leave the, as is this year. Fire says.
Second.
All right.
Basically, option one is what you're doing.
Correct.
And
I'm
that'll
just making
generate,
sure that I had the right terminology
Yes.
in there to say
Yes.
option one.
and that generates roughly 1.7
Right.
All right.
Okay.
fire budget.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Kathy.
Bishop,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Colchats,
Yes.
Stewart.
Yes. All right. Moving on to item 13B, City Administrator Project Report. Take it away.
So the only material changes to the project report, FDOT road swap, the mayor sat in on a meeting, and I believe Steve Kramer sat on a meeting as well. So we're proceeding forward with the road swap, but they will start paving, repaving Kenilworth, from the State Road 17 from Kenilworth to roughly the Parkway. That's supposed to start in May this year. That's really the only change at this point in time. They're still drafting documents. And then TDC did pass a motion at their January 29th meeting to recommend a 50% cost share to the county commission of the synergy proposal that you all entertained at your last meeting. And then I've added merit system for employee evaluations. Staff will be undertaking soon to have it ready to implement for budget year 26-27.
All right. Thank you. Any questions or comments?
When do you foresee the RFP being ready for the women's club?
So
Give Jamie like a day.
Just curious.
I think it's going to
The
be
women's
ready shortly.
Just curious how soon
after-
we're gonna have another workshop.
Shortly after your next meeting.
After the 19th.
When did you say?
Shortly after the 19th.
After the 19th? February 19th?
Yes.
All right. Great. Anything else for Scott from council? Mayor?
No.
Anything from the public? Project report? Okay, we're gonna move on. Last but not least, item 14A, Clerk Haley.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Bishop,
Yes.
Morlock,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Colchak,
Yes.
Stewart.
Yes. Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.